This is the Husker Volleyball Radio Show with head coach John Cook, presented by Bank of the West and your Midwest Ford dealers. Visit buyfordnow.com.
Becca Williams, Spring Lake, Texas, serves back right. Nice pass, quick attack. Becca Alec, big red, kaboom! 23-12. Here's the serve by Kenzie Knuckles. Overpass, shot back, Whitney Lonstein. Kaboom! Whew, she's waking babies all over Piscataway. 2-0 Nebraska. Lexi Byzantine, freshman, back row player, serves. Good pass by Maddie Kubik, jack back right side. Maggie Mendelson. Somebody lit a fire under her tonight. Kaboom, and it's 13-5 Nebraska. Becca Alec, it's in. Bad pass by the libero. Pulls her setter off. Only choice outside. Ivy stuffed. Kaylin Horde, textbook block. It's 18-16 Maryland. Now Maryland bumps it over the left. Sire swing, stuffed. Block back, Whitney Lonstein. Big Red prevails, 25-22.
Here is your host, John Baylor, on the Huskers Radio Network.
Greetings, Nebraska, and welcome to a special edition of your Nebraska Volleyball Show. Rather than Tuesday night at 7, here we are Thursday night at 6. So glad you joined us. We've got the Nebraska Football Coaches Hour following this. I understand linebacker coach Barrett Ruud will be here with our own Greg Sharpe, so keep it right here on your favorite HRN affiliate. My name's John Baylor, and what a week. The top 3 ranked teams in the country all go down in the same week. First Texas at Iowa State, then Louisville versus Pitt, and then Nebraska an evening ago at Wisconsin. 3 sets, 2 deuce games, 25-23, 25-23, and then 25-18 as the Huskers get out hit 207-162. And a big night for Sarah Franklin of the Badgers, 21 kills, hit 381. A big night again for Becca Alec, 13 kills, 2 errors, hit 647 for Nebraska. You can chime in at 402-413-2400, 402-413-2400 as we're coming at you from the Husker Radio Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. Let's bring in the helmsman of the Big Red now, 18-2 and 10-1 in the conference. John Cook, good evening.
Thanks, JB. How are you doing tonight?
I'm okay. Most importantly, how are you feeling after last night?
I'm outstanding, but improving.
Nice. The sun came up today.
Barely. No, it's a good day. You gotta knock down on the mat. Gotta get up, start swinging.
I love it. So, everyone faces adversity. It's how you react to it.
That's exactly what the message was to the team.
And you think back, there have been matches like this in past seasons. I can't think of a season when Nebraska finished well when they just went flawlessly through the regular season without a day like this. Today I was talking to someone, oh boy, it reminds me of Northern Iowa. I'm like, well, what happened later that year? 2017, it finished okay. So I know you didn't plan it, but can this have long-term benefits?
Well, you have to frame it that way, and you got to learn from it. I mean, we came into practice today, and I said, okay, here's what we learned last night. We got to do better at this. We got to do better at that. They exposed this. So it's all things I've been saying, but now it's like, okay, coach is right.
Nice.
Well, that's what he was talking about.
They weren't fully believing when you were taking down Michigan, taking down Rutgers.
Kids today. Yeah. That's like,
there you go. When we were young, we kind of had it figured out. But now these kids today, they're not quite. Anyway, but today they were listening to you.
They were dialed in today.
Interesting.
It's a fun day, so it was good.
You saw a measurably improved focus.
I saw a team that came in very focused today, worked very hard, was committed to working on everything. And then we play, the players that didn't play, they get to play. We kind of do a little scrimmage thing with them, and they have a blast, and they had a blast.
Nice. They probably have renewed hope. They're like, hey, starters aren't getting it done. Our day is arriving soon.
Maybe.
How close were you to putting in Maggie Mendelson at one point last night?
Well, Maggie's been training in the middle, so it's,
it's not a space you want to be.
I'll tell you what, that's one option we have that we can, go back to that lineup. So we haven't trained very much. We went on the road. This is that was our third straight road match on a Wednesday, Sunday schedule. So we've only had a couple days to even train. So it's, when you go on the road, those practices, you're just trying to get used to the gym, play a little bit, trying to keep them fresh. And so you really don't get training time. That's one of the bad things about the Wednesday, Saturday schedule. You're trying to keep them fresh, train them a little bit, but when you're on the road, it's worse because you don't have training days.
And another theory that struck me after the match, it didn't hit me while I was on the air, but later, were you guys tired with all this travel, 7 out of 9 matches on the road?
No, maybe there's some wear and tear on that, but Madison was a beautiful day yesterday. We actually had dinner outside yesterday in our hotel. It was up on like the 10th floor. Anyway, so it was a really nice day. So, sometimes when you go on the road and it's cold and dark, dreary, and it's raining or snowing, and you just sit in that hotel all day. But the players got out, we got out, everybody went for walks, and so even though it was a late match, but I didn't feel like we were tired.
How about the crowd? Did the crowd throw you, or was it what Wisconsin's players were doing?
Like I said, we got punched in the mouth, and we weren't as good as we think we are. So we got work to do.
But is it pretty simple that if any team, including the Huskers, if you don't pass well, it's going to be really tough to be successful?
Yep, and that was one of the big differences last night. Was Wisconsin stressed us serving, and we haven't been stressed like that all year. I mean, John, we went 4 matches without getting aced this year. Without getting aced. The only time that happened was the very first match of the year against Colgate, which was a, hour and 15-minute match.
Colgate's a great academic school.
But my point being that that is very rarely that happens. And then last night, not only we get aced 6 times, but we didn't pass very well. So, but we passed well enough. We just didn't. It was one good pass and then one really kind of, somebody's chasing it down pass. We never got in a rhythm. It wasn't in other words, when we're in a good rhythm, the balls are coming in there. 3 out of 4 are pretty good passes, so the setter's getting a rhythm, the hitter's getting a rhythm. Last night, in the first 10 points, we're in a rhythm, and then after that, we never got in a rhythm.
One thing Wisconsin had that seemingly Nebraska did not was a back row attack.
Yeah.
And on a night when you're not passing well, that probably could have helped.
Maybe.
Long pause. Good answer.
Yeah. No, they do a good job with that. Again, we didn't. Franklin got a couple kills. We defended it pretty well, but it does throw another wrinkle in there. So that's something we've actually been working on it. We just haven't worked on it enough because, again, when you're, we played 3 setters. They all set a little bit different. So the hitters, and again, do we want to set Maddie Kubik more than we already are? She would be the logical one in the back row, or Kenzie. So.
How about,
and they set Franklin a lot, but Franklin had a lot of swings. So maybe it's something we need to look at.
Franklin seemed to be intended, and then Orgel as a safety valve when they were in trouble. But and Franklin was the one she probably put up 4 or 5 kills from the back. How about Whitney Lonstein from the back right, or as a right-hander? Is that just a tough angle for her?
No, that's something that we can do, and if we want to set it, there's that one rotation she serves. If we get in a transition rally, we could set her on what we call a red.
Hold everything. What about Becca on the back left? I think if she's on the floor,
Becca's goal is just to serve it in and try to dig a ball.
And after that,
we don't want to more complicate it any more than that.
So they have 2 setters. They were able to have 3 attackers, and then when Sarah Franklin was the back row, they had the back row attack. So is this something, even though you already have the 3 attackers, you want to add before December, so you often have 4 options?
It's something we can look at, but we're trying to. Some of our players hardly get any sets as it is, and they're in the front row. So, if we could hit it for a good number, but it's something we're working on, and we rehearse it every day with the setters. And again, we need some training time to be able to, make that more of a priority.
402-413-2400, 402-413-2400, 7:30 Saturday night. Maryland, you cannot take Maryland lightly. This is a team that is one of the best blocking teams in the country. They took a game off Nebraska out there, and there might be anticipating you guys are going to be a little down, a little hangover after Wednesday night.
Yeah, they actually played tonight against Iowa. So there's no easy nights in the Big Ten. I mean, look at Illinois just knocked off. Illinois just lost a bunch of 5-gamers, a bunch of matches.
Smoked Penn State.
They beat Penn State last night. Maryland, went on the road and beat Northwestern 3-0 and Purdue 3-0. Don't forget that. So they'll have our attention.
Here's Doc of Rock in Omaha. Hey, Doc, good to have you on the Nebraska Volleyball Show.
Hey, Coach. Thanks for taking my call. Go Big Red, and gotta love the team. One thing's for sure. I'm hearing an echo. I'll try to get through it. I'm curious as to your take on the crowd and how much, an opposing venue's crowd, such as Wisconsin's, can get into the team's head, if at all. Your comment on that. And then I have a follow-up question, if I may.
Well, there was a great crowd last night. It was electric in there. Of course, we're used to that in Devaney. But, they were rooting against us a little bit, and I'm sure there was, a little bit of, I'll give Wisconsin's players, they were playing really well and did some really good things, and then the crowd feeds off that, so it almost makes it like they're playing better than they really are. And their crowd's great. That building's a great building. I mean, I coached there for 7 years. It is like the old Coliseum with more people, but it's a great venue for what used to be basketball, boxing, and now volleyball. And they're continuing to upgrade it and make renovations in there. It's pretty nice. They've got some courtside seating now, and they put in seat backs, so they're really putting some energy into it. They still don't have a Terraflex floor. I asked them, like Coach Sheffield, why don't we have a Terraflex? You guys played on it, and when they broke the record, but they said they haven't been able to afford it. So, they got a loaner for one night.
They rented one when they played in the Kohl Center.
Yeah.
Interesting. Doc, part 2.
The only other question is to talk about unforced errors, which for the most part this season really haven't seen the girls, have as many unforced errors as they did last night. So I'll listen to your comment. Thanks, Coach. Go Big Red. We'll get it turned around.
Yeah, it's, last night, again, the atmosphere playing, we never were in a rhythm, so sometimes hitters try to do too much, setters start trying to do too much, and, it's just like John Baylor when he's on the golf course, he knows he needs to make a big drive, and he swings a little harder, and there it goes into the clubhouse. So it's no different in volleyball, and but I'll tell you this: we had one less error than Wisconsin did last night. So now the difference was they had five more aces than we did. And blocking was even, and they had a few more digs, I think.
Yep, 52-46.
Yeah, so there's kind of the difference in the match right there.
But it was 2 deuce games.
I know.
All you think about is the sweep, but, there's 2 deuce games.
Right.
23-23 in the first, and then in the second, you got all the way back to 23-23 in the second as well after being down by 10.
I know. So that was a great comeback by us. So that gives our team hope and confidence, and it's impressive when we ran 11 straight, I think, on them. that's.
Lauren said,
are they going to be the new number 1 team now?
What do you think?
Should be.
Yeah, that was
or Pittsburgh, but Pittsburgh's got some other losses, so I don't know. I don't vote on it. So
Lauren said that effort required to get back into that second set was a ton, and then to so quickly lose it. It was 23 all, and then boom, you lose it. The next 2 rallies, you lose the game, and then have to come back and play set 3. That was a lot.
Yeah. Yep. And she's right. If we could have won that could have really unleashed us.
402-413-2400, your chance to visit with the head coach, John Cook, right here on the Nebraska Volleyball Show. Winter is coming, and for a limited time, cattlemen can lock in quantity and price discount when you register to win 10 bags of CVA, that's Central Valley Ag Advantage Range Cubes, with 23% protein when you go online to CVAcoop.com. And women-owned businesses are vital to a thriving culture of entrepreneurship, innovation, and responsible contribution to community and the planet. Bank of the West is proud to provide resources, training, and solutions to help you achieve your goals. Learn more at bankofthewest.com. Member FDIC. Here's Jim in North Platte. Hello, Jim. You're on the Nebraska Volleyball Show.
Yes, John Cook. I have a question. Even if you got quite a few girls that believe in the Lord, is there very many girls that even are able to have their own Bible studies, or else do you give them times to have their own basically Bible studies? Well, thank you.
Jim, that's there's all kinds of opportunities here in all different areas for student athletes to work on their spiritual life, we do not provide times with them. The only thing we ask them is, here's when you lift and here's when you practice. The rest of the day is up to them, and they're free to do what they want to do. So, but there's tremendous opportunities here for student athletes that want to get involved in that part of it, and I think many of our players take advantage of that.
You're listening to the Nebraska Volleyball Show.
A DUI is everything you didn't prepare for. You did not save for it. You did not train for it. You did not go to school for it. You did not raise your family or buy a house or get a job for it. It is not your life goal or a dream come true. You have planned for everything in your life. You did not plan for a DUI. Get a ride. A DUI costs more than you think.
Brought to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
One of the best Thanksgiving traditions is football, and this year one of the best ways to celebrate that tradition is to hit the road with the Huskers and AAA. This year's annual Black Friday game will be played in Iowa City, and AAA is giving Huskers fans a chance to win a road trip package, including 2 game tickets, a gas card, and hotel accommodations. Enter now for a chance to win at huskers.com/AAA road trip. Again, that's huskers.com/AAA road trip. Expect something more with AAA.
It's time for some Nebraska farm facts. Want to know a fast way to rev up our Nebraska economy while helping the planet? It's right in your tank. When you fill up with clean soy-based biodiesel, you're increasing Nebraska biodiesel production while reducing greenhouse gases by up to 74%. So look for biodiesel where you fill up. It benefits our air, our economy, and our farmers. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
There's a call on the field for a quality seed specific to where you farm. Make the right call with Prairie Valley. With local research in 8 regions throughout Nebraska, Prairie Valley performs with their locally specific hybrids and varieties while achieving the highest quality and yield. No matter where you farm in Nebraska, Prairie Valley has the seed for where you are. Find a local dealer and learn more about the seed for where you are at prairievalleyseeds.com. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska exists to be there with you. They are rooting for the schools and teachers who make our communities great. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska is proud to sponsor Touchdowns for Teachers and ask Husker fans to nominate outstanding educators who help Nebraska students reach their potential. If there's a teacher you want to recognize for the impact they've made in your community, find a nomination form at huskers.com/touchdowns for teachers.
Preparation. It's the key to success on game day. And like your favorite Huskers on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pre-game routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. Husker Pride, powered locally.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Agriculture is the economic engine of the Midwest. At Acres Equipment, we dedicate ourselves to making that engine run smoothly. We supply our farmers and ranchers with quality John Deere equipment, parts, and service. We also deliver the most advanced technology and precision ag strategies to help them farm today and for the future. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
Bank of the West is offering the first checking account designed for climate action. It gives back 1% of the account's net revenue to the planet at no cost to you. Shows you the estimated carbon impact of debit card purchases. And there's no minimum balance required. Learn more at bankofthewest.com/1%. Additional conditions apply. Member FDIC.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Every day, Central Valley Ag works with ranchers to make sure they have the right protein mix to help their herd gain maximum weight during winter. No other feed supplement helps your cattle gain weight like Central Valley Ag's Advantage Range Cubes with 23% protein. For a limited time, lock in quantity and price discount and register to win 10 bags of CVA Advantage Range Cubes when you go online to cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Farmers Mutual of Nebraska is proud to support Husker athletics. Having a confident teammate beside you makes all the difference when it comes to protecting what matters most. With a proven track record of dependable coverage, unmatched financial strength, and a prompt claim service team right here in Nebraska, that's insurance kept local. Visit FMNE.com to contact an agent for a quote today. Farmers Mutual of Nebraska, always alongside you.
At Groundworks, we take great pride in helping our Nebraska neighbors keep their homes healthy. From repairing foundations to waterproofing basements to fixing crawl spaces or lifting concrete driveways. We'd like to think our customers choose us because of our attention to detail or the fact that we're the nation's leading foundation solutions provider. What gives our customers the most comfort is we're right here in Nebraska. Visit groundworks.com for a free estimate. Groundworks, foundation solutions crafted with pride. The official foundation company of the Huskers.
Welcome back, your Nebraska Volleyball Show. There's the head coach, John Cook. My name, John Baylor. Maryland, Saturday night, 7:30. The Terrapins, Fear the Turtle, are 3-1 away from home in the conference. 3-1 on the road in the conference. They're playing at Iowa tonight. Good chance they might be 4-1 when they arrive at the Devaney on Saturday night. 402-413-2400 if you want to chime in. We're in the Acres Husker Radio Network Broadcast Center. The Acres is the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and services to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. And the Sports Nightly Hotline is brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the huge 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime. With 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned, you can always find what you're looking for with Woodhouse. There's Greg Sharpe. He's getting ready for the Nebraska football show following this. Just keep it on the HRN all night. Here's Mike in Omaha. Greetings, Mike. You're on the Nebraska Volleyball Show.
Hey, Coach. I talked to you. It's been a while. But if you recall, I compared Lexi to Novak Djokovic. You like that comparison? I stand by that. But I also asked you about Kenzie, and could she be an elite back row attacker? And you said, well, maybe not elite, but she can give us a few, maybe when they're not expecting it, that can make the difference in a close match. Now, last night, I couldn't listen or watch live. I watched the replay, and I heard you say recently that you're not even working on the back row attack because you got the three hitters. And I see Wisconsin doing the back row attack, and the analysts on TV said, hey, that gives them a little extra edge against a good defensive team. And I know Kenzie is a gifted hitter, and I can tell you the fans, like myself, probably like watching her back row attack as much as anybody, don't you think?
I agree with you. It's like I said, we do work on it. The setters work on it. The problem is we've had 3 setters, so it's been really hard for us to get the timing down, because that's a big timing play, because it's coming from the back row, and then the setters have got to know when to set it and when not to set it. And so it's something that you might see it down the road here.
And I'm putting myself in her place. She's sacrificed so much for this team, and you know how much she loves doing it.
Yeah.
And my suggestion is, who am I to give suggestions? But hey, figure it out and do it. And the more it happens, it'll work even better.
Yeah. And so again, like I said, we work on it, but it's hard to do all that when you don't pass well, and that was one of our issues last night. And they were serving her a lot of balls last night.
She struggled. Oh, I'm sorry, Mike. Oh, Mike, that's my fault. But Mike said, "Who am I to give suggestions?" You're a talk show caller. That's your job.
Yeah.
Just chime in, give suggestions. I'm not sure Coach is going to listen to any of the suggestions, because I've given him a lot of suggestions. Have you ever listened to any one of my suggestions over the years? You always listen. Have you ever implemented? You've implemented 0% of them.
I mean, Mike changed our program. I mean, he called several years ago about the split step.
Yeah.
And it changed our program.
Yeah.
Changed how we train middles. Changed our program.
You now focus on split
step. He's
step.
probably going to be up for the Hall of Fame here at some point.
No, he's an informed caller.
Yeah.
With a distinctive voice, and he does like to call in and talk about the split step.
Yeah.
And for that, it's good stuff, because split step's critical in tennis when you're receiving a serve. How about volleyball?
Oh, we use it all. We use it. The setters use it. The middles use it. The back row players use it. It's a very common move in volleyball skills. Yes.
If Kenzie had been passing better, do you think she might have gotten some sets in the back row? Was that part of the challenge? Is that she was so struggling with the primary part of her game?
That's part of it. Yeah, we set a lot of balls outside high. We're just trying to get them up there.
Was it the arena, the airflow, or Wisconsin serves that suddenly were just
Wisconsin
much more?
Was on fire last night. I mean, they were playing great, serving great, passing great, doing everything great. They were dialed in. I mean, it was a big match for them. You got to give them credit.
Nicklin beat Wisconsin her first try, and it hasn't happened since. She's the one who's got the longest. Maddie's looking for her first win against Wisconsin. Is this gaining a life of its own, or once this match starts, all that's forgotten?
No, I think there's a little leftover from some of that, and we've lost a lot of close matches up there. That was our 8th 2-point game we've lost to them last year and now this year. We lost 6 2-point games to them last year, and 2 more this year. So we're at 8 2-point games. Just think if we could find 14 more points or 16 more points, could be a completely different story.
And there have been like 6 3-point games.
Yeah.
Last year it could have been a sweep for Nebraska in the title match.
Yeah.
Just 2-point game, 2-point game. Every 2-point game is different, I trust.
Right.
But how much of it's mental?
A lot of it's mental. It's belief. It's making plays when it matters most. And there's some teams we've done better at that this year, but we had two opportunities last night and couldn't get it done. Again, you got to give Wisconsin credit.
How do you help these 18 to 23-year-olds focus on the moment and play at 23-23 as if it's 7-4?
And JB, you nailed it, and that's one that we have to have more of a sense of urgency at 7-4, at 14-15, at 20-17.
So you avoid 23-23.
Right. And maybe not have to claw back so much.
Interesting.
But that is something we work on. It's hard to do.
So
if it's easy, everybody would do it.
So when you get to 24-24, how do the Huskers, and so often they're so successful at this, laser in and just behave and play free as if it's just any other point? What do you do systematically in your program, in your culture, so that they can just laser focus and be in the moment?
Set Michaela Fecke. Said Jordan Larson.
That always helped. And now said Becca Alec.
Said Becca.
Would you set a freshman, or would you prefer Becca to take a swing if you absolutely had a point over any of the others, All-American talent?
I don't know. You can't really answer that. I trust all of our players. And we train it. We practice it in practice. Put them in those situations.
Lindsey Krause, how do you assess her role at this point? I mean, she's a player on 98% of the rest of the country's teams. She's the featured attacker.
Yeah.
She's your first outside, and here she is in a role again in her second year. And how do you assess her progress and her attitude and her selflessness?
She's great. She does whatever the team needs, and I tell her, at some point you're going to be a 6 rotation outside hitter, and keep working at it. But right now, this is gives us our best shot, I think, at what we're doing. I still debate whether she should be on the right or the left, but I debate that with a lot of them. But anyway, she's a volleyball player and does everything really well, and she's developing into what could be a great 6 rotation player.
And isn't it more complicated than just Lindsey's prowess on the left or right? Because it's really Lindsey on the right, Allie on the left, or Lindsey on the left, Maggie Mendelson on the right, and you have to decide which combination is better.
Yep, there you go.
And right now, your assessment is Allie on the left, Lindsey on the right, although Lindsey herself might be slightly weaker on the right than she is on the left.
I don't think so. Okay. She's a very good. Both her and Allie are very good right side hitters. And if we were in a 5-1, they've got a side out over there 1 rotation. So we train that all the time. But they both take good swings over there, and so it's whoever's hot and what gives us the best chance.
Kelly Sheffield before the match told me that a lot of teams start the season as 6-2, but ultimately go away with it because of impatience.
Right.
Because at the beginning of the year, you see all these challenges with combinations, and then coaches just say, forget it, I can't wait any longer, and they junk it. And he said he decided early this year he was going to be patient. It seems to be paying off. Are you going to stay patient? Do you think this is still your best option?
Yep. So unless something changes, but right now I think this is our best option.
402-413-2400. More Nebraska Volleyball Show after you hear this.
Woodhouse Mazda and Woodhouse Place Mazda are the Omaha Metro's exclusive Mazda dealers. Conveniently located in Bellevue or in Millard off 144th and Giles Road. You can shop, finance, and buy your next Mazda SUV or sedan your way. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff will guide you to your next vehicle, and our full service department is there for you when your vehicle needs maintenance. Visit us at woodhousemazda.com or woodhouseplacemazda.com to learn more.
Preparation is the key to success on game day. And like your favorite Huskers on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pre-game routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. Husker pride, powered locally.
Widener handles just to our left. Foul line extended left side. Out top, Ani Stewart not guarded. Are you kidding me? You betcha! Why aren't they guarding her? Ani Stewart's on fire.
Well, now
she's got a career high 19.
Hey, Huskers fans, tomorrow, join us for Sports Nightly from 6 to 8 p.m. as we make our college football picks of the week, talk to Nebraska women's basketball forward Ani Stewart, and name our weekly winners and losers. Tune into your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
Here's to the locals, raised right here in the Western Corn Belt. The strong ones. We help them grow stronger, making world-class genetics research and technology local. The cutting-edge yet common-sense agronomy, the shake-em-up yields. Because we're born and raised here too, and we'll keep raising the bar to ensure you only get the best at Hoegemeyer. Raised local, raised right here. Learn more at therightseed.com.
I'm University of Nebraska-Lincoln student Hannah Pham with Campus News. Students from Nebraska's Johnny Carson Center for Emerging Media Arts helped create visual effects for the Star Wars TV series Obi-Wan Kenobi. This opportunity came from a 3-month internship with Lola VFX, a visual effects firm in Los Angeles. This internship transitioned to employment, with Huskers also creating effects for the superhero movie Thor: Love and Thunder.
More Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic care first. Studies show that chiropractic is safe, drug-free, and the most effective treatment option for back, neck, and joint pain. It can also help patients of all ages reduce migraines, improve mobility, and maximize athletic performance. Keep the entire family healthy and active with natural, cost-effective chiropractic care. Find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Dear gas prices, go take a hike. Toyota is the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. The Toyota hybrid lineup brings efficiency with power, savings with style, and top-notch tech to keep you connected. Not to mention plush premium interiors and the most advanced Toyota safety features. So, now you know who you're talking to. Toyota, the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. Toyota, the brand with a hybrid or electric vehicle for every driver. Toyota, the brand that helps save you money at the pump. Now, let me ask you a question, dear gas prices. You really think you can stand in the way of the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years? Think again. Toyota Hybrids. Find yours at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Based on manufacturer estimate CY 2000 through 2021 sales.
As the Huskers head to halftime, Frank is off the couch and headed for the fridge. Ooh, but he can't make it because he is so cold. The furnace is out again. SOS, he screams, and calls SOS Heating and Cooling, his favorite Luxair dealer trusted since 1950. With Luxair, you get a free 10-year labor warranty with a new system. SOS Heating and Cooling.
SOS to the rescue. SOS. Beardmore Subaru celebrates Nebraska volleyball again this season. 5 national championships, 47 All-Americans, and a home sellout streak dating back to 2001. The longest streak for any women's sport in NCAA history. Beardmore Subaru has been a proud supporter of Husker volleyball for more than 10 years. Beardmore Subaru in Bellevue has the new Subaru Outback Wilderness, loaded with off-road ready upgrades, and the new Solterra, Subaru's first ever all-electric and all-wheel drive vehicle. Go Big Red.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red.
Welcome back to your Nebraska Volleyball Show. I'm John Baylor with the head coach, John Cook. TV ratings are out from last night's match, 362,000 viewers. That's second biggest college volleyball crowd regular season ever. Had more than 1 million. I think it was 1.3 million that watched the championship match last year. Same two teams.
Right. And I think the #1 record is us in Wisconsin last year at Thanksgiving. So volleyball is getting big.
The other 342 teams would just take a break and it'd just be Nebraska, Wisconsin all the time. TV would be off the hook. But we like the radio around here. We're a big fan with the radio. Here's Steve in beautiful Lexington, Nebraska. Hello, Steve. You're on with the head coach, John Cook, on the Nebraska Volleyball Show.
Hi, Coach Cook. I'm calling from Lexington. We've had season tickets for a long, long time, and I'm looking forward to that next match with Wisconsin. But my question is, I know most of your travel is through air flights. When the girls come in as freshmen, are they apprehensive about flying, or do they love flying, or how does that work?
Great question. Yeah, we have some apprehensive ones. Including JB sets the tone. But yeah, there's some of them that aren't used to flying that much and a little apprehensive. When we flew to Wisconsin, that big front had come through here, and we caught it on the way to Wisconsin. It was pretty rough. We had a couple of nauseous kids when we got landed. Of course, we went right to practice, and But it wasn't that bad if you're used to flying a lot, but it was rough enough to make you, we had a couple kids get nauseous. So, it's an interesting question.
Yeah. Well, I was just curious. Are most of the flights commercial, or are there private jets?
No, we charter jets. We have to in the Big Ten because we got home at 1 o'clock last. I mean, we'd miss so much school if we were playing these Wednesdays, Sundays.
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't get back on commercial. You have to charter. So it's part of the deal being in the Big Ten.
Good stuff, Steve-O. We all remember that flight or 2 or 3 or 4 that were really rough.
Yeah. Texas A&M. And Lindsay and I were talking about that actually when we got off that flight.
I
asked her, I said, "How close is this to A&M?" She goes, "Nah, not that close."
I missed that trip too.
Yeah. Oh, you did?
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
I heard about it. That was what, 01?
That was 01 in Texas A&M.
Oh man.
Yeah, we had players that we went to practice, and we left like 5 players in the hotel. They couldn't practice
because
they were all sick.
Oh, also PTSD. I mean, traumatized.
Yeah.
You have one of those experiences. It's really good, but it's very rare. It's like once every 2.5 seasons where it gets awfully bumpy. To me, just a little nudge. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
But everyone else think they're okay. Here's Ryan in Kearney, Nebraska. Hey, Ryan, you're on the Nebraska Volleyball Show.
Hey, Coach. Hey, John.
Hey.
Hey, I was wondering, this is going to be a tough question to answer, but, I've been thinking this for a long time. What is it about Wisconsin, regardless of who their players are, that we have so much trouble playing them? And to a certain degree, Stanford, and it seems like kind of Minnesota gives us trouble too. I mean, is there anything that you can come up with that you can think of what the problem may be? Because I know that Wisconsin doesn't have better coaching. I know they don't have necessarily better players, or they don't have better training. It's just kind of, tough to understand.
Yeah, if you look at the last 4 years, 5 years now, with Sidney Hilley and Dana Recchi, I mean, they beat a lot. I mean, they won 3 straight Big Ten championships. So, but the 4 years before that, we dominated them and dominated everybody else with Michaela Fecke, Kenzie Maloney, and Kelly Hunter. So we were actually talking about that yesterday. Where have we gotten behind? And it comes down to, do you have special recruits? And you never know when a player shows up how they're going to develop and how they're going to do. And for 4 years we had Fecke and beat everybody. I went to 4 Final Fours and 2 national championships and lost in the finals of another and 1 Big Ten championship. So they had Sidney Hilley and Recchi. So that's what. And that's what was disappointing about yesterday. Those guys graduated and they still got us. But, we got another shot at them when they come here. So, but Stanford, I mean, everybody's got great players. And last night, Wisconsin, outcoached us. So they did a better job in everything.
Thanks, Ryan. In volleyball, Coach, do you think it's 90% players, 10% coaching, 80% players, 20% coaching? And how does it compare with other sports, you think?
Well, there's a saying in football, it's not the X's and O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes. So it applies to volleyball.
Here's Steve in Omaha. Hey, Steve, greetings. You're on the Nebraska Volleyball Show. Hello, Steve.
I'm here. On close matches, Coach. I'm wondering if you ever thought about trying to get your players to think that the score is always 0-0 and not even think about the score. Just, play with the fundamentals and leave it at that. It's kind of what Osborne did.
He's basically saying, hey, ignore the scoreboard.
Oh, we train that. We talk about it. We practice it. But it's a lot harder than it looks. And you see it all the time in sports. And, just look at Alabama going to Tennessee in football. I mean, that crowd was huge and inspired their team. And it's college sports. I'm sure a lot of teams that come to Devaney feel the same way. I mean, they get distracted. The fans are, cheering loud, and that's part of home court advantage.
It looked like Whitney lost track of the score at the end of the first set last night. She's lining up to play another point. It's like the set's over.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the way you coach it. You don't want them to know the set's over.
Well, she touched that ball, was hoping we would challenge it, and she goes, I asked her, and she said she touched it. So I just want to clarify. So all my challenges last night, we were correct on all of them. We won 2 of them, and then the one on the net, it was actually, she did net, but it was her hair.
And that's not illegal?
Legal. Well, it's
judgment.
Technically, it's legal to hit the net with your hair, but it's a gray area.
Nebraska 811 says, go dig red. Before you dig, always call or click 811 to have your utility lines marked. It's free, it's easy, it is the law. And Dorothy Lynch Homestyle in light and lean dressing. Endless flavorabilities. More Nebraska Volleyball Show after you hear this.
Touchdown, Nebraska!
If you're doing business in Nebraska, the best way to connect your organization with the excitement surrounding the Huskers is through a partnership with Nebraska Athletics. You can take your business to the next level by reaching loyal Husker fans through in-venue signage, digital and social media, radio advertising, and more.
Got it!
Join the Husker team today and email partners@huskers.com to learn more about opportunities to connect with Husker Nation. That's partners@huskers.com.
Husker fans, in honor of the 50th anniversary of Title IX, we are taking a look back at some of the female Husker trailblazers who proved that more is possible. Today, we honor Pat Logston. After graduating from UNL in 1979, Tom Osborne offered Pat her first opportunity at a full-time job. Working in a number of different roles for the Husker football program, in 1997, Osborne named Logston as the Director of Football Operations, the first woman in Division I history to serve in that position. In 2003, she was promoted to Associate AD for Administration as her duties expanded across Husker athletics. And in 2008, she was named Nebraska Senior Woman Administrator, a position she remained in until her retirement in February, after a 42-year career working for the Huskers. Serving as a role model and mentor to generations of women aspiring to work in athletics administration. And throughout every step of her 4-decade career, from groundbreaker to advocate, Pat Logston proved that more is possible. This Spotlight on Title IX is proudly brought to you by Bank of the West. Women-owned businesses are vital to a thriving culture of entrepreneurship, innovation, and responsible contribution to community and the planet. Bank of the West is proud to provide resources, training, and solutions to help you achieve your goals. Learn more at bankofthewest.com. Member FDIC.
It's time for another round of Nebraska Farm Facts. If there's one thing Nebraska's known for, it's our beef. And Nebraska soybeans feed a lot of them, and even more pigs and chickens. Farmers and ranchers raise livestock and poultry to provide nutritious, affordable protein for all ages to help build muscle and maintain energy for a healthy lifestyle. Keep that in mind as you prepare all that tasty meat on your tailgate grill. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
The name on the mailbox may say Smith, Myers, Baumgartner, or Johnson, but when you choose to plant with Rob Seco, it includes your name too, making you a stockholder in a company that's invested in you. With the simplicity that makes us easy to do business with, relationships that bring more to the table, the technology, traits, and genetics that take on local conditions, and people with the know-how to use it. At Rob Seco, the only stockholder we listen to is you.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Your Nebraska soccer team is hosting the quarterfinals of the Big Ten tournament this Sunday, October 30th. The Huskers welcome the Ohio State Buckeyes to Lincoln for the biggest game of the season. Go to Huskers.com/tickets now. Plus, hot dogs and popcorn are both only $2 for Sunday's game only. Bring the whole family and cheer on your Huskers as they contend for the Big Ten title. Save money by getting your tickets online at Huskers.com/tickets rather than at the ticket window. See you at Hibner Stadium this Sunday at noon.
Get a Hy-Vee Plus Premium membership for just $99 a year and get fuel savings every time you shop in-store and online. Plus, exclusive deals and offers every month. Plus, free standard delivery and free express pickup. With Hy-Vee Plus, our plus equals more. For a limited time, get $50 off an annual Hy-Vee Plus membership with code SAVEBIG. That's right, get $50 off a Hy-Vee Plus membership with code SAVEBIG.
Welcome back. Final segment, your Nebraska Volleyball Show. Hey, we got the Nebraska Football Show next. Our own Greg Sharpe. He's going to have a coach. I believe it's Barrett Ruud. Stick around. Just keep it on the HRN all night long. Coach, we got to do this for 2 hours one of these nights.
Yeah,
we're lined up here. We're about to run out of
the
time.
lines are blowing up.
Like the football coach who never lost a game.
Yeah.
He just ran out of time.
Yeah.
Buckle up, put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. And the Sports Nightly Hotline is brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online, woodhouse.com, anytime. 18 brands, a huge selection of pre-owned, and you can always find what you're looking for with Woodhouse. John in Florida, greetings. You're on the Nebraska Volleyball Show.
Yeah, hi, Coach.
Hi.
Just a quick question. Hugh McCutcheon's last match in the Big Ten is at Nebraska. I don't know if y'all have any plans for something with that, or
When?
Last regular season match 2 nights after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
It'll be in Devaney.
Yeah. We haven't got that far. You know, we're trying to get through last night and focus on Maryland, but you know, I don't know. Knowing him, he probably doesn't want any attention.
Good stuff. Thanks, John.
But
Great
good thought, John. Thanks.
Here's Addie in Iowa. Hi, Addie. Great to have you on the Nebraska Volleyball Show.
Hi. Oh my gosh, I'm a huge fan. What is your team culture like, and how do you guys cooperate with each other?
Addie, are you 6'3"? I mean, wouldn't she be awesome as a Husker? You're the best.
Yeah.
I'm 12 and I'm 5'9", and I'm a huge fan, and I've been watching since I can remember.
Well, thanks, Addie. Our culture is built on a lot of work on building relationships, getting to know each other, accepting each other, all the players accepting each other for who they are, and then setting up a common goal that they're all working towards. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell that I can answer on the radio.
Addie, you take care. What a dear she is. Well, be in touch. And when people ask me, how can I become a college volleyball player? I say, grow.
Yeah.
Here's Adam in Lyons, Nebraska. Beautiful Lyons. Great to have you, Adam. You're on the Nebraska Volleyball Show.
Hey, Coach.
Hey.
I just had a quick question. I'll make it fast. Are you superstitious at all? Because when we came out #1 and we were going into Wisconsin, I was like, oh, this ain't good.
Yeah. You in a combine or are you in a truck or what?
I'm in a truck just on my way home from work.
All right.
Nice.
GMC, Ford, or Dodge Ram?
Toyota Tundra.
Tundra. Okay, good.
Built in America.
Good.
Built in America.
That's right. Those things run forever. How many miles you got on it?
It's a 2020. I got 146,000 miles.
Wow, that's nothing.
Up in
That's
Lyons,
nothing.
you're going to be behind the wheel a lot.
I love trucks. Adam. Yeah, well, you know, the reason we became #1 because #1 and #2 lost, so we kind of were the next one in line, and I don't know, probably Pittsburgh or Wisconsin will be next in line.
San Diego, your alma mater.
Well, San Diego. I'd love to see them go #1.
That'd be sweet.
There's definitely get a target on your back when you're #1, but yeah, it was.
They could be #1.
It's hard to stay up there. There's a lot of good teams, and we don't focus too much on that.
Imagine if your alma mater, the Toreros, were #1 in the country.
I'd love to see
They'd call off school, but what can you do in San Diego with no school?
Yeah.
All right, Maryland, a great blocking team. How important is it to right the ship and just right away?
Well, John, we're still in first place in the Big Ten. Now we're in a tie, and we're going to play both those teams again. So our goals are in front of us, but we've got, you can't look ahead at that because you're going to get knocked off. I mean, Maryland, beat Wisconsin last year, and then Wisconsin won the national championship. So all these teams in the Big Ten are dangerous. You've got to bring it every night. You got to show up every night. Our fans have got to show up. So it's going to be after the football game. So they better rehydrate before they get to Devaney. 7:30 start, and we got to blow the roof off.
Rest and rehydrate. We'll see you Saturday night, 7:30 at Devaney. Thanks, Coach.
All right, JB.
That's your Nebraska Volleyball Show. Nebraska Football Show is next. Stay right there. Good night, Nebraska.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Here's to the locals, raised right here in the Western Corn Belt. The strong ones. We help them grow stronger, making world-class genetics research and technology local. The cutting-edge yet common-sense agronomy, the shake-em-up yields. Because we're born and raised here too, and we'll keep raising the bar to ensure you only get the best at Hogemeyer. Raised local, raised right here. Learn more at therightseed.com.
Rebound into the hands of Vandermill. Vandermill in the paint, kicks it to Lawrence. He'll shoot the three. Looks good. Got it. 3 ball.
Jamarcus Lawrence.
Sunday, Husker Hoops is back. Women's basketball takes the airways at 12:45 with Jeff Greesh and Matt Coatney. Pre-game coverage for the men's basketball team starts at 4 p.m. as they play Colorado. Listen in to Kent Pilvelka and Jake Milheisen as they take the airways. Tune into your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
It's more powerful than the legendary Husker option offense. More powerful than the black shirt defense. It's the sun, and you can harness its power with JTech Solar. JTech, the official solar energy experts of the Huskers, can help you shrink your energy bills and start saving money now. Solar power is clean, affordable, and it's dependable because the sun always shines on the Huskers. JTech Solar for your home, business, or agriculture energy needs. Visit jtechsolar.com.
Hey, Husker fans, it's time to gear up for the season. So let's do it right. Jerseys, hats, hoodies, and more. Shields has everything you need to show your Nebraska pride. Visit our fan shop online or in-store for the biggest and best brands in the game. You'll find the right gear to level up your team spirit with all the essentials for your pregame parking lot party. Shields, proud partner of Husker Athletics and football fans everywhere.
This is the Nebraska Radio Football Show with Linebackers coach Barrett Ruud. Proudly brought to you by Channel. Channel seedsmen place products to perform across Nebraska. Get expert advice that yields results at channel.com. And your Midwest Ford dealers. Visit buyfordnow.com.
3 to the near side, 2 to the far side. Quick screen pass out to Washington. He's drilled right away. What a great play made on the edge by Chris Kolarvik. Firing through, that'll lose 2 yards. Shivers the back. They snap it back. Backpedaling, throwing over the middle, pass caught, and short of the first down, a flag comes out as well. A couple flags come out, and Nebraska says they have the football, but they jarred it loose at the end.
Wow,
no signal.
what a hit.
They absolutely blew up the wide receiver on the catch.
Reimer just depleted him, Greg.
Here's your host, Greg Sharpe, on the Huskers Radio Network.
And welcome to our Nebraska football show after a bye week. We're back this week. Huskers getting ready to take on the Fighting Illini, the 17th ranked Fighting Illini, on Saturday afternoon at 2:30 at Memorial Stadium. Our pregame coverage will begin at 10:30. Barrett Ruud with us for the entire hour. If you want to be a part of the program with a call or a text, 402-413-2400. 2 bye weeks, kind of rare. We've had it the last couple of years. Was this one maybe more of a normal bye week because there was so many things swimming around the first bye week? This one probably felt more like a traditional bye week.
Yeah, probably more traditional and probably more needed, in all honesty. We were a little bit beat up, so it was really good to get some guys a chance to really heal. Mickey did a good job kind of managing that last week where guys they ran around and got some work in, but it was not a physical week last week. Guys needed to recover, and the stretch we got coming up in the Big Ten starting this week, I mean, it's a physical stretch of football. It's true Big Ten football. So, I think the bye came at a good time for us.
Let's get the bad news out of the way. And Bill Bush mentioned it yesterday. Mickey mentioned it on his press gathering on Tuesday that Nick's season is over. It's got to be heartbreaking because he got himself back after the early injury in the season, and now have this happen.
Yeah, it was a brutal loss. I mean, it's it's weird to say, but it's almost like we usually you feel more sorry for the player. You almost feel more sorry for the other players and the coaches because he's literally probably the best teammate I've ever been around. I mean, he's so positive, such a good leader. Works so hard at it, holds guys accountable. I mean, he just makes everybody around him better. He's kind of like one of those really good point guards in basketball. They make the whole team better, and he was kind of our guy in defense that ran the show and kept guys going. So really a tough loss, but at the same time, he'll be around. He'll recover from it because he is so positive and works so hard. And, it's on the rest of the guys to step up now.
Can he still be helpful in an encouragement role in your meeting rooms and on the sideline during games? Can he still be a help?
Oh, yeah, and I'm going to use him, too. I already told him that. I'm going to use him. He's going to be a coach for us for the rest of the year, and we're going to find roles for him. And that's what he wants, too. I mean, he's a football guy. It's not like when he's bored, he's home doing something else. He likes football. He likes being around football. So we're going to use him, and I'm going to find jobs for him to do.
Our chat with the coach was proudly brought to you by Channel. Channel seedsmen place products to perform across Nebraska. Get expert advice that yields results at channel.com. I'm hoping you have some good news on another one of your guys, and that's Luke Reimer. What's the latest on Luke?
Yeah, he should be good to go. I know he was frustrated that he had to miss the previous game, but it was the right decision. But I think going forward, he should be good to go. He's another one of those guys that the bye week was really good for him to get fully healed up, and hopefully he's full tilt this whole stretch run.
So how do you divvy up Nick's snaps?
Yeah, it's going to be by committee, I think. You don't just replace him with one guy. I think I kind of told the whole room we all got to be ready to step up. Guys that maybe before weren't getting any reps, you got to start getting some reps in practice, and we got to utilize guys and put them in positions to use their abilities. You don't want to put guys in some spots that they can't succeed at. So you want to be really diligent in how you're preparing and give guys specific roles. And like I said, it's going to take a group to replace him.
Chris Kolarvik was a guy that I think in the spring you guys kind of thought, well, maybe he could be a nickel. I don't know how much time he even spent in your room, but he's kind of now back with you full time, isn't he?
Yeah, he's done a good job with that too. And I think some of his nickel experience is helping him as a linebacker too. He's got a good feel in coverage. I think when you change a position, you get a little bit of a bigger grasp on all aspects of the defense too, because he was in, the nickels probably tilted a little bit more towards the DB room, in all honesty. So, he's done a really good job coming back and playing a little bit more linebacker.
Boy, he's been valuable, blocking a punt. He's done great stuff on special teams. He's done a lot of things on this team this year for you.
Yeah, and that's going to be a big emphasis not only for Chris, throughout the rest of this year, but for the rest of our group and really the whole team. We've made special teams a priority, and Bill and then now Joey, they've done a really good job with that group. And I think it's a mentality thing overall. I mean, guys take a lot of pride in it. Chris is a good example where he's playing a lot of snaps on defense, but he doesn't miss any on special teams, and he's made a couple game-changing plays on that.
Va Clements has seen a little bit more playing time this year. Where do you see him at right now? What can he help?
Yeah, same deal. Va's had a great year. In all reality, he had a really good spring, and he continued that into fall camp. And when he's gotten snaps on the field, he's been really productive. Special teams, he's been very, very solid. And same deal with Chris. Those guys are going to continue to have a role on special teams, a big role, because they provide a lot of value there, and it makes a difference, especially in this stretch run of games. Field position, possessions, those matter. It's not a lot of 50 to 40 games. It's crunch time games. So special teams is at a premium.
How good an athlete is Va?
He's a really good athlete. No, he's a good athlete. He, he's a guy that, it's funny. One day I'll let him tell his entire story, but it's a cool story, a cool upbringing. And, he's made a huge growth spurt from when he was in high school to now. But he is, he can run, he can hit, can't catch. I'll tell that on there. But he can't catch anything. He's got hands like a deer. So, besides that, he does a nice job.
Because he looks like he can really move.
Yeah.
His foot speed's pretty good.
Yeah, he runs well. It's good straight line speed. He closes, he accelerates through the ball. He's an explosive tackler. And like I said, as long as he doesn't have to catch anything, he does pretty good.
I'm going to have to give him trouble next time I see him on that. Ernest Hausman is a guy that I know you're so excited about. The young man from Columbus played a little bit early in the season, and then I think maybe you kind of pulled back on him a little bit when Nick got back healthy too, which sometimes you can learn a lot just sitting there watching the game from the sidelines.
Yeah, he, coming in mid-year was extremely valuable for Ernest because, when you get those spring ball reps, you get to, I think I've said before, you kind of learn through the burn. You get to make mistakes, but use those mistakes, if you're diligent, that leads to more growth. You learn your problems, you learn the issues of the defense, and you learn how to, kind of cheat the system a little bit. So that was really beneficial for Ernest, and he's a sharp kid, man. He works really hard at it. He's got great guys to learn from with, Nick and Luke and Snodgrass and those type of guys. So he's got great habits. And like you said, he got called into action at Purdue, and he didn't miss a beat. He was prepared. And, when you're prepared, it's not a big job. It's just the next job.
Garrett Snodgrass is a name that I've not heard mentioned in a while. Is he getting back healthy? Where is he?
That was his deal too. He hurt his foot in the end of training camp, and basically was not really available for the first month and a half of the season. Now he's pretty much full go now, so he's starting to get a few more reps as well. And he's another guy who's very valuable because of his intelligence, how hard he works, and he's a big benefit for our room and for those younger guys like Ernest.
Very good. 402-413-2400, the number to dial us up with a comment or question. Let's go to Beatrice. Spencer, you're going to lead us off tonight with Coach Ruud. Good evening.
Yeah, hey, thanks, guys. I was just curious. I saw that the younger Raiola brother got offered this week, and I know that's more of an offensive question, but was curious if there'd be any follow-over from the older Raiola brother.
Well,
the younger one gets...
Spencer, Coach cannot talk recruiting, so anything else you want us to address?
No, that was all I was curious about.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate the call. Yeah, I can't put you on the spot. You can't talk about actively recruiting guys, so you can't do that. It was this bye week did give all you guys a chance to go do a little bit of recruiting last week, right?
That is true, yeah. And I was local this week, so I was up in Omaha. I watched the Omaha Central game, which was, it's fun for me. It's funny. I never got to play at Omaha Central Stadium when I was in high school. So it was cool to go out there and be able to see them play. I got to watch them versus Omaha Burke. So high school football, it's going to be a good stretch run this playoffs here. I'm excited to see what happens. It's, I think there's a handful, 5 to 6 teams that, I think on any given day can can win against each other. So it's going to be a cool stretch run here in the playoffs.
They start this week.
Yeah.
It gets cranked up and gets going as well. All right, let's go back to the Purdue game. That was a challenging night to play them, and the way the Huskers were scoring so quick, it kept throwing your guys out there an awful lot. You love the fact that the offense was putting points on the board, but it made all of your defenders have to play a lot of snaps.
Yeah, we played a lot of snaps, but, like you said, we were getting a lot of points from our offense, too. We really felt as a defense that one was probably on us. We knew there were some critical times in the game where we just had to get a stop and didn't get it done. We had a 3rd and 12 situation. We had them backed up where they were able to convert it. He kind of bought some time and threw a dig behind us. We had a 3rd and 12 that late in the game they converted again. That we were a little bit late on a pressure getting through there, which, like I said, the way our offense was playing, if we get the ball back in those situations, I think it's a different game. But, at the same time, you got to give a lot of credit. Purdue combination, their play caller, Coach Brahm, and their quarterback, they were really in sync that night. And, they have a 6-year quarterback that really understands that system. We've played him a few years in a row now, and he's made big jumps every year, so they did a nice job. And, like I said, though, it's frustrating as a defense that when we had a couple of opportunities to get some stops, we didn't get it done.
Winter is coming, and for a limited time, Cattlemen can lock in quantity and price discount when you register to win 10 bags of CVA Advantage Range Cubes with 23% protein when you go online to cvacoop.com. Text question for you. Coach, how often do you work on tackling drills during a typical week of game prep?
I work on them every day. The exception being Friday with Coach Mickey now is basically like a straight walkthrough day. But even in walkthroughs, we have proper leverage. We get our near foot up. We're tagging off a hip. So while we're walking through, we're still thinking about it. But as far as individual drills, that's an everyday thing for me. I think, especially as a linebacker, but defensive player in general, tackling's it's a non-negotiable, and it's something that has to be. It's like, you're playing basketball, you're going to work on dribbling, you're going to work on shooting jump shots, you're going to work on defense. Same deal, tackling, as a linebacker, that has to be worked on every single day.
Have things changed much with practice with Bill Bush now, the coordinator? Are there a couple different tweaks that he's made?
Yeah, there's been a few different tweaks. I mean, I think some slight tweaks in just schedule in general since Mickey took over, in addition to Bill. Football is football, and practices are never that different. It's all just a little bit about the order in which you go about your business, the structure, how you want to do things. I would say that the way Mickey runs, it's a little bit more, I would say, NFL-oriented in my mind because, it's very similar to the practices that I had throughout my playing career. A lot of similarities to what Pete Carroll did up in Seattle, which, Pete Carroll was a big influence on Ed Orgeron, and Coach Orgeron and Mickey worked together for a long time at LSU. So I think there's a lot of pro-style elements to the way we practice. But the biggest thing is, the competition's been really good, and guys have had a lot of energy every day.
Question in our YouTube chat room from Crypto King wants to know your thoughts about not handing out the black shirts right now.
It's a head coach decision, and I think the biggest thing, those black shirts, they mean a lot. They mean a lot to former players. They mean a lot to current players, and I think the biggest thing is our guys have approached it the right way. I don't sit there and think about it too much, in all honesty, during the season because we got too much going on. We got games to win, and I do know our guys take a lot of pride in it, and they're working hard every single day.
Very good. I'll keep those calls and texts coming, folks. 402-413-2400. If the Huskers return the first or second half opening kick for a touchdown, you could win a $54,000 credit on a new vehicle from any Woodhouse Auto family dealership this season. A contestant gets picked each week. If you want to get yourself registered, go to huskers.com/Woodhouse for official rules and how to get entered. Back with more with Coach coming up.
Nebraska Innovation Campus creates partnerships between business and the University of Nebraska. Partners lease office space, laboratories, pilot plants, and greenhouses, all centrally located with easy access to University of Nebraska talent and resources. Nebraska Innovation Campus, creating spaces and culture that inspire. Learn more at innovate.unl.edu.
One of the best Thanksgiving traditions is football, and this year one of the best ways to celebrate that tradition is to hit the road with the Huskers and AAA. This year's annual Black Friday game will be played in Iowa City, and AAA is giving Huskers fans a chance to win a road trip package, including 2 game tickets, a gas card, and hotel accommodations. Enter now for a chance to win at huskers.com/AAA road trip. Again, that's huskers.com/AAA road trip. Expect something more with AAA.
Woodhouse Nissan makes car buying easy, enjoyable, and stress-free. We will bring the dealership to your driveway with Nissan at Home. You can shop, drive, and buy a new or pre-owned Nissan all from the comfort of your own home. Explore every aspect of the purchasing process at your pace and convenience. Get real pricing on your vehicle of choice, review lease and financing options, and complete a credit application. Get to your next adventure faster with Woodhouse Nissan.
Farmers can make what seems impossible reality with a little hard work and ingenuity. They find solutions to reduce inputs and improve their yield. Valley Irrigation is no different. As the leader in irrigation technology, we deliver results and optimize your operation. Because when you have a vision for the future, you need the people that can make it possible by your side. Expect what's next. Expect what's possible from Valley. Visit us at valleyirrigation.com.
Hey Huskers fans, this Saturday, Nebraska football takes on Illinois. Huskers game day is live at 10:30 a.m. with Ben McLaughlin and Damon Benning. At 12:30, Greg Sharpe hosts Countdown to Kickoff, followed by the Mickey Joseph pregame show. At 2:30 kickoff, Greg, Damon, and Jessica Coody bring you every angle of every play as the Huskers battle the Fighting Illini. After the game, Bill Dolman and Damon host the 5th quarter show. Then Greg will talk to Mickey Joseph, and Jessica will speak with Huskers players before Matt Coatney and Jay Foreman talk to you on Big Red Reaction. Tune into your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red! Families who travel to Nebraska's only Ronald McDonald House are facing extremely uncomfortable situations. Their child is sick in an unfamiliar city, unsure of how to handle it all. But when they walk in the Ronald McDonald House, they can find comfort in the little things. A quiet moment away from the bombardment of beeps and buzzes in a hospital room. The taste of a home-cooked meal. A calming voice saying it'll be okay. Help us provide the little things that make a big difference. Support a one-night stay for a family in need by visiting rmhcomaha.org/Huskers.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Agriculture is the economic engine of the Midwest. At Acres Equipment, we dedicate ourselves to making that engine run smoothly. We supply our farmers and ranchers with quality John Deere equipment, parts, and service. We also deliver the most advanced technology and precision ag strategies to help them farm today and for the future. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
Bank of the West is offering the first checking account designed for climate action. It gives back 1% of the account's net revenue to the planet at no cost to you. Shows you the estimated carbon impact of debit card purchases. And there's no minimum balance required. Learn more at bankofthewest.com/1%. Additional conditions apply. Member FDIC.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska exists to be there with you. They are rooting for the schools and teachers who make our communities great. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska is proud to sponsor Touchdowns for Teachers and ask Husker fans to nominate outstanding educators who help Nebraska students reach their potential. If there's a teacher you want to recognize for the impact they've made in your community, find a nomination form at huskers.com/touchdowns for teachers.
Every day, Central Valley Ag works with ranchers to make sure they have the right protein mix to help their herd gain maximum weight during winter. No other feed supplement helps your cattle gain weight like Central Valley Ag's Advantage Range Cubes with 23% protein. For a limited time, lock in quantity and price discount and register to win 10 bags of CVA Advantage Range Cubes when you go online to cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Farmers Mutual of Nebraska is proud to support Husker athletics. Having a confident teammate beside you makes all the difference when it comes to protecting what matters most. With a proven track record of dependable coverage, unmatched financial strength, and a prompt claim service team right here in Nebraska, that's insurance kept local. Visit FMNE.com to contact an agent for a quote today. Farmers Mutual of Nebraska, always alongside you.
We're back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres, the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe back with you. It's our football show for the week. Linebackers coach Barrett Ruud with us tonight. If you want to be a part of the program with a call or a text, 402-413-2400. John in Omaha says, can you talk a little bit about how hard it is to defend Illinois' counter run game from the linebacker position?
A good question. You know, they're actually much more of a zone-based run game. What I mean by that is they don't, if you look at their breakdowns, they don't do a lot of pulling. It's inside zone, it's wide zone. But when they do pull, they're really efficient with it, and they've been really effective with it. And I think that's usually most of those good zone teams, that's usually been their go-to play as a counter action off of it. And they have a variety of counters. They have counter OY, they have counter OT, and they do a lot of that's kind of their game plan specific play in the run game, where they're going to look for different ways to align formationally or align structurally in the backfield to try to attack you with that play. And they do a good job both out of their nickel, or I should say our nickel personnel, their 11 personnel, and against our base personnel, they're 12.
Bielema had great success at Wisconsin. Do you see a lot of that with what he's taken to Champaign?
I do. It's almost, you might want to call it like a modernized version of that old school Wisconsin style, where it's still ball control, it's still about running the ball and being really efficient on offense. I think the system's probably just a little bit more modernized as far as it's out of shotgun most of the time. It's a lot of 11 personnel, but it's very similar to the Wisconsin style, where they want to win on the ground, they want to control the tempo of the game, they want to dictate the tempo of the game, and their passing game is set up off of what they do in the run game.
Against Minnesota, I went back and looked. They had drives of 12 plays, 15 plays.
Yeah.
And we kind of saw it last year when we went to Champaign. They had a long drive to start the second half.
Yeah, they they hit us on a couple big plays. That game still bothers me, by the way.
Yeah. Yep.
But a couple big plays. But no, they had a good job with the methodical drives. And like you said, I think they're just very efficient on offense. They don't have a lot of 3-and-out drives. They don't get themselves in bad positions. What I mean by that is there's not a lot of 3rd and longs. They're always in 3rd and 3. They're not in a lot of 2nd and 15s either. So they keep the change and moving. They're always in, plus situations where they got the whole playbook open. When an offensive coordinator is at 2nd and 15, there's not a lot of calls on the call sheet. Same deal when it's 3rd and 12. There's only so many calls on the call sheet. So they put themselves in good situations. They're always ahead of the chains.
Nebraska 811 says, go dig red before you dig. Always call or click 811 to have your utility lines marked. It's free. It's easy. It's the law. Another text question. Steve in Woodcliff Lake. Coach, how do we get more pressure on the quarterback?
I think that's a little bit of everything. Pressure, number one, it starts with everybody doing their job. The pressure, the front and the coverage is always tied in. The better your coverage is, the more time the rush has to get there, and then vice versa. When you are in a zone, you can trigger on the quarterback's intentions. You can break on balls when you know the rush is getting, and then we got to be timely from our end of it, having good, pressure calls and good schemes to dial those up. So it's a little bit of everything. I think, and sometimes sacks are not the greatest measure of pressure too. It's affecting the quarterback, getting him off his spot, making him uncomfortable, not letting him throw to his first read. So there's a lot of things that go into it. And the good thing is we got the guys to get it done. So just a matter of now, hopefully making some of those pressures turn them into negative plays for us, whether it's a sack, whether it's getting a tip ball, whether it's getting a pick off those off those pressures. I think that's the biggest thing, is make sure those pressures truly show up on the stat sheet.
To those of us who are laymen, how big of a change is it to defend a Purdue and now in Illinois? I mean, it looks to us like it's drastically different.
Yeah. It is different. I would say, Purdue, it's the exact opposite mentality, where I think Purdue, if they had a choice, they'd throw it every snap. They really would. And Illinois is the exact opposite. They want to run it every snap, and when they do throw it, it's all a compliment to their run game. That's just how it's structured. That's how it's set up. Now, Purdue's run plays, fit-wise are very similar to Illinois' run plays. It's just the mentality is a lot different, where, like I said, Illinois, they want to come out, that's what they're going to establish, whereas Purdue, they're going to complement their pass game with their runs. Illinois, it's the exact opposite. So the mentality is the biggest thing I think that changes.
The back leads the country in rushing. What's he do well?
Those two twins over at Illinois are two of my favorite players in the conference.
The safety
safety and the running back. They're studs. The running back, number one, he's extremely durable. I think he had 41 or 42 carries before the bye week. I want to say that was against Minnesota. And when you're carrying the ball 40 plus times, you're a durable back. He has a great job. Number one, I think his vision's outstanding. He always finds the crease, and he's one of those backs that always manages to fall forward. He's always going to finish runs positively. So, if he's got a 2-yard gain, he turns them into 4-yard gains. And over time, that wears on a defense a little bit, because, like I said, it keeps Illinois in the positive territory, in the positive, on the plus side of the sticks. I think, he's not necessarily a complete home run hitter, but what he does is, like I said, he's always falling forward, and when there is a crease, he can exploit you, and he can go the distance.
Did you play with any twins here? Were the Bullocks here?
The Bullocks were here with me. I'm trying to think.
I don't think there was somebody else, but I'm drawing a blank.
Rondé Barber was one of my closest friends in the NFL. I didn't play with Tiki, but I played with Rondé, and that's kind of what I first thought of with those twins from Illinois, because Rondé was the defensive back and Tiki was the running back, and not to say these guys got a little ways to go before they're the Barbers, but they're really good players, so they're fun to watch.
Yeah, they are very good players. All right, you ready for a real technical question here? Jeremy in Texas says, Coach, this is a technical question. He says, when we're facing a trip set, which is 3 wide receivers to one side, they're hitting that quick slant to the single side, are we stressing the DN to that side, either drop into the slant window triangle to help the corner and weak side backer, or rush the quarterback while trying to stay tall, hands up in that window?
It's a good question. There's a lot of ways to play that slant, but at the same time, you got to know when that slant's coming too. Yeah. So when you're rushing 4, you're always aware of the quick game throws, getting hands up and quarterback in the quarterback's windows. Sometimes you can, play a roll down coverage where you can cheat a flat player into slant windows. You can play some man coverages where you rob a hole player to that side as well. You can cheat leverages, play inside leverage. You can choke guys out and bracket guys on certain sides. There's a lot of ways to take care of it. I know there was probably too many slants caught on us the last week versus Purdue, but at the same time, when you take away one thing, it opens up another thing as well. So, I don't know if that's the best way to answer that one, but there's a variety of ways to do it. You can max drop stuff. You can bracket guys. You can fire zone and skip somebody into that window. But like I said, if you take that away, there's something else open too.
Purdue to hit a couple of those. I think it was more of an issue really for our defense the first couple of weeks of the season. It just seemed like that slant was really picking us apart. I feel like you guys have tightened that up in the last month.
Yeah, I think the slants earlier in the season were typically caught by the number 2 or number 3 receiver, which, like I said, that's a little bit different coverage we were in. Purdue, they hit a variety of not a variety, but multiple times they hit the backside slant on the X receiver, which, a lot of times that's your one-on-one coverage on the backside. So, you credit Purdue's guy for winning inside. Sometimes you credit good throws by the quarterback. And sometimes, you change up the call and you put somebody in those windows and you take it away.
All right, time now for this week's College Vault Play of the Week. We're going to go back to a time when Barrett was on the team, 2001. The Huskers were matched up with the Oklahoma Sooners. It's a play that will live on in Husker history. Let's take a listen.
So now here are the Huskers at the 36-yard line. First down and 10 to go. Here's a handoff to Thunder, who gives it back to Mike Stunts. He's going to throw it. He's got a man out there at the 40. It is Eric Crouch. 15, 10, 5 touchdown! Yes!
You may have won. Oh, you're smiling. That's a good memory to think back, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that was what the craziest part of that is. I think that was 20 years ago or 22 years ago.
21 years ago, 2001.
Yeah. So number one, I feel old. That's number one thing. That was my freshman year. That was my freshman year, and
did you know that play was coming? Did the sideline know?
We did know it was coming, and I was on defense even too. And not that I really know, but the buzz was kind of going. Hey,
yeah.
Because we knew
something's about to
happen.
Well,
the biggest one is we just knew Stunts was going in the game, and Stunts was in our class.
Yeah.
So he was a true freshman like us, and it was me, Phil Bland, and Mike Stunts were the only three that played that year as true freshmen. So we knew Stunts was going in the game, and they threw him in there like 2 plays before that, and just so they saw him in the game.
Right.
And then they put him back in, and that's where they called the pass. And it was a cool moment, and that kind of put the game on ice, and it was a fun week in Lincoln that week.
Yep, sure was. That's a great memory. Again, that is our College Vault Play of the Week, brought to you by Alumni Hall. Alumni Hall is your ultimate Husker shopping experience with the largest and best selection of apparel, vault gear, and tailgate accessories. Shop their 2 Lincoln locations or go online at alumnihall.com. Alumni Hall, where Huskers shop. 402-413-2400. More with Coach coming up.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we designed the Ford trucks of the future for everyone. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 45 years straight. Made for performance and capability on and off-road. Because the trucks of the future aren't designed for a few. They're built for America. Ford F-Series. Drive one today. Based on 1977 to 2021 calendar year total sales.
Look, honey, it's a falling star. Let's make a holiday wish.
No, that's a satellite.
Oh, there's another.
No, airplane.
So what are we supposed to wish on?
Let's enter non-winning Nebraska Lottery Holiday Wishes 2X, 10X, or 20X scratch tickets for a chance to win $1, $5, or $10,000. It's the Holiday Wishes Second Chance promotion.
Now the one over there has to be a falling star.
Yeah, sorry. Bottle rocket fired off by the college kid next door.
Promotion ends January 4th, 2023. Top prize odds vary by game.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
While some seed companies put a greater stake in stock prices and anonymous shareholders, Rob Seco knows that what's important to you hits closer to home. That's why you'll find we're focused on your needs. With a simplicity that makes us easy to do business with, a relationship that makes it easy to connect with anyone in the company, and the technology, traits, and genetics you need from any source. Put your stock in the company that puts you first. Rob Seco.
Every day, Central Valley Ag works with ranchers to make sure they have the right protein mix to help their herd gain maximum weight during winter. No other feed supplement helps your cattle gain weight like Central Valley Ag's Advantage Range Cubes with 23% protein. For a limited time, lock in quantity and price discount and register to win 10 bags of CVA Advantage Range Cubes when you go online to cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Whether you compete on the court,
at the track, on the field, or in the fields. Winning isn't just a goal. It's a mindset, shaped, honed, and defined throughout the season. That's why farmers pushing themselves to be the best plant DeKalb brand corn. Wherever you compete, winning has roots. Perform at your best with DeKalb. Always read and follow grain marketing and all other stewardship practices and pesticide label directions.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
For 46 years, our focus has been our customers at Sid Dillon Buick GMC Cadillac in Fremont. Come see for yourself how easy buying your new car, truck, or SUV at Sid Dillon can be. Stop by our dealership in Fremont to order your new vehicle and shop in-stock and inbound inventory. And if you need a commercial vehicle, we're your GMC Business Elite dealer. Shop at SidDillonBuickGMC.com.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
GMC, we are professional grade.
SOS to the rescue. SOS to the rescue.
As the Huskers head to halftime, Frank is off the couch and headed for the fridge. Ooh, but he can't make it because he is so cold. The furnace is out again. SOS, he screams, and calls SOS Heating and Cooling, his favorite Luxair dealer trusted since 1950. With Luxair, you get a free 10-year labor warranty with a new system. SOS Heating and Cooling.
SOS to the rescue. SOS. SOS.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Dear gas prices, go take a hike. Toyota is the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. The Toyota hybrid lineup brings efficiency with power, savings with style, and top-notch tech to keep you connected. Not to mention plush premium interiors and the most advanced Toyota safety features. So, now you know who you're talking to. Toyota, the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. Toyota, the brand with a hybrid or electric vehicle for every driver. Toyota, the brand that helps save you money at the pump. Now, let me ask you a question, dear gas prices. You really think you can stand in the way of the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years? Think again. Toyota Hybrids. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Based on manufacturer estimates, CY 2000 through 2021 sales.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red.
We're back inside the Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres, the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. It's our Nebraska football show. We're here till the top of the hour. Barrett Ruud with us tonight. 402-413-2400, the number to dot us up with a comment or question. Huskers getting set to take on the national-ranked Illini Saturday at 2:30. You and I were talking one of the breaks. Those afternoon kicks are kind of the perfect time for college football. 1 o'clock might be the best. We're never going to get those again, but I'll take 2:30.
2:30 sounds great right now. And it's, as a coach, you kind of get spoiled because you don't, the night games are great once you're there. Once the kick's off, the atmosphere, the light show, that's a fun time to play. But at the same time, you hate sitting around all day waiting for it. It just seems like it takes forever. I've always been a fan of just kind of rolling out of bed and let's go play. But 2:30 is pretty dang good. Like you said, 1 o'clock, that's ideal world, but I don't think those days are coming back. So 2:30 is a pretty good kickoff time.
What do you do with teams, particularly when you're on the road? It doesn't matter because you stay in hotels when you're in Lincoln. What do you do all day with those guys if you play at night?
Yeah, honestly, you kind of just make, kind of some bonus time. One thing I think we've always done a good job of here since I've been back is we do a thing called flow, which is it's not a strenuous workout, but it just gets guys up. You do some light stretching, kind of some light running early on, just to kind of get you up and moving around a little bit, so you're not just laying on your bed all day, laying in your hotel room all day. It's interesting because like in the NFL, it's just, hey, you're on your own. You show up at 7 o'clock for kickoff, but you got to be a little bit more structured, and you got to make sure guys aren't just lounging around all day.
How's your group in film study and all that? You happy with that group in your room?
They do a great job with that. They're really efficient with their time. Usually when you go, around the hallways, around that mid-afternoon time after they're done with classes, usually the door in the linebacker room is usually shut. That means they're in there and they're watching film together, which I really like. And it's just really about being efficient with your time as a student athlete, because these guys are busy. That 7 to 11 window in the morning is pretty much filled with football, meetings and practice. And then after that, they got to go be a student. They got to go to class. They got to get their homework done. And then they got to find their bonus time to watch their film and to do their, kind of go through their checklist to get ready to play a game. They do a really nice job of coming up there on their own. Usually they're together, of getting up there and watching film in their spare time.
Our chat with the coach, proudly brought to you by Channel. Channel seedsmen place products to perform across Nebraska. Get expert advice that yields results at channel.com. The challenge this week is Illinois. I know most weeks, number one is to stop the run. Probably even more important this week because that's what they want to do.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a big deal in this game. Like you said, they're not going to go away from it. They're not one of those teams that, hey, if you stop it for a little bit, hey, we're going to just knock this out and go pass the ball. It's going to be a battle all game, and they establish the run. And it's on us, like I said, to try to get them behind the sticks. That's not what they want to live. They want to live in third and short, and they go for a lot of fourth downs as well. So you got to put them in positions where they got to be in third and longs. And like you said, you don't do that unless you stop the run. You got to get some knockback plays and some negative plays. And that's going to be a big part of the game is, can we keep them out of those, second and twos and, third and one situations.
What have you seen from the defensive front as the season's gone along? How are those guys playing? And obviously, they can occupy some guys and let your room go flow and make tackles.
Yeah, they've done a nice job. I think we got a good rotation of guys, so they're not having to play every snap. We got a veteran group of outside linebackers, Garrett, O'Shawn, Caleb, and then, Jamari and Blaze have been around the program for a while, too. They're playing some meaningful snaps. And then in the interior, we got a nice 4 or 5 man rotation going right there. And when you're playing interior defensive line, you have to make sure you're keeping those guys fresh all the time. And, Coach Dawson does a really nice job of consistently rotating those guys in and keeping them fresh throughout the game.
5 games left. And if there's one commonality between the 5, and I'm talking about Illinois and Minnesota and Michigan, Wisconsin, Iowa, physical, right?
Yeah.
I mean, all 5 of those. That's how they butter their bread.
Yeah, no, I kind of told my guys, hey, you got to take advantage of this bye week, and you got to be as fresh as possible because for 5 weeks it's going to be, it's the black and blue division, and this is what you sign up for, though. This is Big Ten football, and you got Michigan, and then you got all Big Ten West games coming down the stretch, and like you said, this is what you sign up for, and it's all going to start this week, and like you said, Illinois, what are they? 17 in the country, I want to say right now, and
they are
doing a great job. So it's going to be a big time challenge.
A lot of cold tubs over the next month for these guys.
That's non-negotiable. That's just it's like brushing your teeth right during this time of year.
402-413-2400, the number to dial us up with a comment or question. Our Sports Nightly Hotline is brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime. 18 brands with a huge selection of pre-owned. You can always find what you are looking for with Woodhouse. Need to work our final break in. Still time if you want to be a part of the show. Back with our final segment with the coach next.
At Nebraska, our people will always be our greatest asset. Day by day, donors give our teams the best opportunity to compete and win through their generous donations. Our vision for the future is ambitious and requires help from those who want to see Husker athletics excel at the highest level. Go big and join thousands of other Huskers Athletic Fund members with your gift today at huskers.com/donate.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
The name on the mailbox may say Smith, Myers, Baumgartner, or Johnson, but when you choose to plant with Rob Seco, it includes your name too, making you a stockholder in a company that's invested in you. With the simplicity that makes us easy to do business with, relationships that bring more to the table, the technology, traits, and genetics that take on local conditions, and people with the know-how to use it. At Rob Seco, the only stockholder we listen to is you.
To win the game, you got to have more strength. You got to be tougher. You got to be reliable. You got to want it more than the other guy. And you need a great team you can count on, backing you up the whole time. Whether it's in the field with your Massey Ferguson or on the field with the Huskers, red is the color of getting it done quicker, smarter, and efficiently. So this season, make sure you're checking out the lineup that'll get more done where and when it counts. From your Nebraska Massey Ferguson dealers.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Get a Hy-Vee Plus Premium membership for just $99 a year and get fuel savings every time you shop in-store and online. Plus, exclusive deals and offers every month. Plus, free standard delivery and free express pickup. With Hy-Vee Plus, our plus equals more. For a limited time, get $50 off an annual Hy-Vee Plus membership with code SAVEBIG. That's right, get $50 off a Hy-Vee Plus membership with code SAVEBIG.
Widener handles just to our left. Foul line extended left side. Out top, Ani Stewart not guarded. Are you kidding me? You betcha! Why aren't they guarding her? Ani Stewart's on fire.
Well, now
she's got a career high 19.
Hey, Huskers fans, tomorrow, join us for Sports Nightly from 6 to 8 p.m. as we make our college football picks of the week, talk to Nebraska women's basketball forward Ani Stewart, and name our weekly winners and losers. Tune into your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
Our chat with the coach proudly brought to you by Channel. Channel Seedsman place products to perform across Nebraska. Get expert advice that yields results at channel.com. Final few minutes of Barrett Ruud. 402-413-2400. Still time for you to dial us up with a comment or question or fire off a text. Huskers going to be a little shorthanded without Nick Henrich. How about Malcolm Hartzog? That young freshman getting some playing time in the secondary. Pretty impressive.
He's done a great job. Yeah, he's done a great job kind of just answering the bell. And, you know, he's not really phased. You know, I think it was right before the Indiana game was the first time he was going to, hey, dude, you're going to go play now. And he's like, all right, it's just football. And it's a cool thing to see. I think sometimes when guys get to the next level, they try to make it bigger than what it actually is. Football is football. I mean, you're playing against better players. Sometimes it's a little bit different scheme, but hey, football, you know, it's blocking, tackling. It's covering the guy that you're supposed to cover. It's blocking the guy you're supposed to block. And he did a really nice job of stepping in a big-time situation, and he's played well the first few games.
Barrett, this has been such an odd fall, obviously, with the changing of the coaches and stuff. And yet, if you can get a win Saturday, you're back tied for first in the Big Ten West. You still have a shot to really do some damage here.
You know, that part's been great. That the guys have, you know, like you said, it's been a really difficult stretch, but at the same time, our players, their characters really shown through, I think. The work ethic's never wavered. Their approach has never wavered. And shoot, like I said, you know, they're still up there every day grinding. They're working in their spare time on their games and practices. You know, they're physical and they're tough. So you give a lot of credit to the players, give a lot of credit to Mickey for, you know, providing that energy too. So like you said, everything we want to do is still in front of us. You know, now it's on us, which is what you want.
How much, and you had a great leader in your room in Nick and Garrett Nelson, how much are those two kind of guys kind of the torch that lights this team.
Yeah, those guys are huge, and and the biggest thing about them is they're consistent. They're the same every day. That's what being a leader is about. If you're going to be a high energy guy, you got to be a high energy guy every day. You don't get to pick and choose, and leaders are held to a higher standard, and they want that on their plate. And I think Garrett and Nick, both those guys have been great in that regard. And Nick, even though he's injured now, that's not going to change. Like I said, I'm giving him roles, and he's going to be around the team because that's where he wants to be. Even though he's going to be not out there on the field, he's going to be a big part of it still.
Seems like it's been forever since we played here. Yeah. I think it was October the 1st. How nice is it going to be to just run out this tunnel this week?
Man, it's nice. And you know what? It's one of those deals where, you don't ever want to take for granted playing here because it's sold out every week. And, like you said, when you come back home, there's nothing like it. I've played in every NFL stadium. There's a few new ones that have been built since I played, but I've played it against every team.
You're
I should say.
Showing your age again.
Yeah, showing my age. But man, this atmosphere here, it's the best in the world, in my opinion.
Your family's been watching or listening tonight. We got some texts in from your family. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, we got Brooks, we got Hud, and we got James at home dialed in. So they, both, especially Brooks, he knows the scores of these games. So he's gonna, if you need to get some stats reeled back to you, he's going to tell them.
So he's into it.
He's into it. Yeah. No, we talk about the scores, the yardages. He's going to ask me the tough questions. So all these callers coming in, it's really nothing compared to what I get from my 7-year-old. So
can you tell he's going to be an athlete? What do you think?
It's going to be interesting. He's going to be smarter than his dad. I know that. He's already, we do these spelling tests and stuff, and
he's acing. You're like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I'm slowing down. I'm stuttering and stuff. So he's already going to be way smarter than his dad. I think the middle one may be more athletic. And the best athlete's going to be my daughter. I told Coach Cook before he took off, I said, you better coach another 20 years because she's either going to be a Libero or a middle hitter. I don't know how tall she's going to be yet. But
yeah. Yeah, I don't think John's going to go along with that.
Yeah,
I don't think
he didn't seem as fired up as I was to have him coach my daughter in 20 years.
I think he's just trying to get through another season here or there. Hey, the Dorothy Lynch, home-style light and lean dressing, endless flavorabilities. All right, when you meet with your guys, probably after breakfast on Saturday morning, what are some of the last things you want them to have in their minds when you get ready to go to the stadium?
I think it's just you kind of feed them little nuggets by then. You know what I mean? I'm a big... By the time they get to Friday, I like to have a tips reminder kind of checklist they go over. And then when we start getting to Friday, it's like, hey, remember this. And then leave them alone. Hey, remember this, leave them alone. Because I want them to kind of start processing things for themselves. We'll meet with them in the morning, kind of just go over some just brief, once again, little checklist things, stuff that they already know, but just, hey, once again, reminder on this one. Hey, if we do this, here's the potential adjustment. So you start kind of going down that route a little bit of, hey, if this doesn't work, this is where we're going to next, that sort of stuff, just to kind of get them thinking, kind of getting their brain stimulated for getting ready to play a game.
Crowd can help you Saturday, can't they?
They always do. Yeah, absolutely. Defense, too. I mean, hey, it can't be loud enough for us. Offense, yeah, I know that sometimes they need their signals and whatnot. Hey, we'll find a way. Hey, we don't need to hear anything except noise.
How about the game Trey Palmer had? School record receiving yards. We played a lot of football around here.
Yeah, he's a good player, and he's been a guy that he's really been fun to be around. He's got a big personality. He's always laughing. He's working hard, and man, the guy can run too. So he put on a show against Purdue. That was cool to watch.
Sure did. Good luck Saturday. Appreciate you coming in tonight. This will be fun. Let's go get this one.
Appreciate it.
Barrett Ruud with us here tonight on our Nebraska football show. Buckle up, put the phone down. That's a reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. Huskers and Illini, 2:30 kickoff on Saturday. We'll have Husker game day beginning at 10:30 with Ben McLaughlin and Damon Benning. I'll jump into the fray around 12:30 on Saturday. That'll do it for tonight. Thanks to Andrew for running the show for us. We'll have a full 2-hour Sports Nightly headed your way tomorrow night. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
It's more powerful than the legendary Husker option offense. more powerful than the black shirt defense. It's the sun, and you can harness its power with JTech Solar. JTech, the official solar energy experts of the Huskers, can help you shrink your energy bills and start saving money now. Solar power is clean, affordable, and it's dependable because the sun always shines on the Huskers. JTech Solar for your home, business, or agriculture energy needs. Visit jtechsolar.com.
Hey, Husker fans, it's time to gear up for the season. So let's do it right. Jerseys, hats, hoodies, and more. Shields has everything you need to show your Nebraska pride. Visit our fan shop online or in-store for the biggest and best brands in the game. You'll find the right gear to level up your team spirit with all the essentials for your pregame parking lot party. Shields, proud partner of Husker Athletics and football fans everywhere.
More Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic care first. Studies show that chiropractic is safe, drug-free, and the most effective treatment option for back, neck, and joint pain. It can also help patients of all ages reduce migraines, improve mobility, and maximize athletic performance. Keep the entire family healthy and active with natural, cost-effective chiropractic care. Find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Triple B Feed has the products to help your cows thrive. Whether it's weekly delivery of consumption-controlled Lumix liquid minerals with protein or Redmond natural mineral salt for livestock or humans, Triple B has you covered. Let Brian and Brad Blahorn take some of the stress out of your beef production this year. For more information and other products, visit triplebfeed.com. Triple B Feed, helping you and your cattle.